Good afternoon, friends. Our next session is about a story, a short story by R.K. Narayan. The name R.K. Narayan suggests that this particular author is very famous in writing short stories. He has written many stories like An Astrologer's Day, The Snake in the Grass, which we are going to learn today, as well as there are many more, say about the parrot story, etc. R.K. Narayan's one of the work which is called as the Malgudi Days is very famous TV serial, right? So that's a tele-serial which we already know about R.K. Narayan. One thing I want to tell about Mr. R.K. Narayan is that he uses his irony in the story and makes the story a real funny one. An interesting story in which we can always have a moral along with the small things which we are facing in our day-to-day life. Correct. One such story is The Snake in the Grass, which has been shown in the slide, and this story is about something related to the superstitions related, and it is around beating around the bush with the snakes. Let us start with the first slide, The Snake in the Grass. Can you see this picture of the cartoon wherein I have shown a green colored snake with its tongue out? This is nothing related to the story, but this snake is the main character of the story. The character which is very important, and it is about a day's session when all the people inside, all the character inside the story are running behind this snake. So this is our hero, our snake. Correct. Let us start with the story, the summary of the story. In nutshell, what is the story about? The story is about a snake which was found in the grass somewhere in a person's bungalow, and the servant is befooling his mistress and is pretending before them that he was succeeded in tracing the cobra and catching it in the pot. Correct. The story contains very amusing description of the hectic search made for tracing the cobra, which has been seen by a beggar, or I should say a cyclist, entering the compound of the bungalow. Let us start with the story. A bright sunny morning. The picture is showing about a town, and it is a sunny morning, a sunny afternoon when inmates of the bungalow. Please listen carefully, and the highlighted, bold and italic words are the difficult words or the most important words. Inmates of the bungalow. What are these inmates? Inmates means the residents. Can you see this? These are the residents. These are the words which are difficult. Within that story, now we will have many other words which you will have to note it down, and the meanings will be given to you. Inmates are the residents, right? Inmates of the bungalow were at their siesta. Now what is this siesta? Siesta is nothing but a midday or an afternoon rest or nap. So it is coming as a one word substitute, a midday or an afternoon rest. ગુજરાતીમાં જેને કહેવાય બપોરિયો. Correct. So that is the siesta. In the siesta, a cyclist rang his bell at the gate frenetically, very rapidly ringing the bell. Why does a cyclist ring the bell rapidly or frenetically? Frenetically. Wild with pain and excitement. You very well know, when you see something unusual, you start screaming up and you make yourself in a frenetic position. So the cyclist saw something which made him frenetic and wildly was ringing the bell. The cyclists were ringing the bell frenetically and announced what? A big cobra has got into your compound. It crossed my wheel. He pointed to the track under the grate and resumed his journey. What is he doing? He is trying to help the peoples of the bungalow, the inmates, the residents of the bungalow. How? Ringing the bell frenetically and declaring that a wild cobra, a big cobra, has just entered the gate of compound. of the bungalow. Resumed. What is this resumed? Resume is to come, to resume is to take or occupy again. Resumed his journey, he was waiting and then again he resumed his journey. Correct. The family consisting of the mother and her 4 sons assembled at the gate in a great agitation. Now, in a great agitation, consisting of means to consist, to be made up of. Agitation. Why agitation? Because they were all unrest. Why they were unrest? You know very well. We have many pets. People have pets like cat. People have pets like dogs. People have pets like parrots, or say blue lagoons, or say sparrows. But you never have wild things as pets. And the cyclist had announced, alarmed about a big cobra coming or entering into the compound. This made the family members agitated. They were unrest. Okay, they were excited. They were very much terrified with this cobra entering the compound. Now, the dasa. Dasa is, the old servant. जैसे हम कहते हैं Ramu Kaka. Similarly here, the servant's name is Dasa. He was sleeping in the shed. They shook him out of his sleep and announced to him the arrival of cobra. This character Dasa in this story is very amusing character. This character has been told as a lazy character. Lazy character, right? So this Dasa is always under some sleep, or he's not working on well. He's been shook, okay, and he's been announced the arrival of cobra. There is no cobra, he replied, and tried to dismiss the matter. They swore at him. To swear means to take up an oath or to pledge. He swore. There is no cobra. He tried to dismiss the matter. They swore at him and forced him to take an interest in the cobra. Now see what this poor peasant, the Dasa, is telling. There is no cobra. Just go away and dismiss the things. But then he is been told as if that it is he's been told that the cobra has really entered the compound. The thing is somewhere here. If it is not found before the evening, we will dismiss you. Your neglect of the garden and the lawns is responsible for all these dreadful things coming in. Now, he has been scolded. Why he has been scolded? He is a lazy person, right? A lazy person, so not clearing up the grounds and not clearing up the lawns itself. Dreadful is full of terror and fearful. Can you see a cobra with his tongue outside? Becomes very dreadful scene. So he's been scolded of not cleaning or giving neglection to the lawns. Now, can you see this picture of a Dasa? He is that very happy-go-lucky servant, Dasa. Some neighbors dropped in. They looked accusingly at Dasa. Now, I tell you very frankly, these neighbors, they have a habit. They have a habit of coming and peeping into the house and unnecessarily giving their own views and ideas. The word here, accusingly. Accusingly means with a blame. Dropped in to visit. Accusingly is with a blame. You have the laziest servant on the ground, they said. He ought to keep the surroundings tidy. He ought to do this work. He ought to keep the surroundings tidy. But always your servant is lazy. They now start scolding Dasa. Correct. I have been asking for a grass cutter for months, Dasa said. Dasa is now giving his another explanation. He's blaming the family members about not giving us the grass cutter, right? In one voice, they ordered him to manage with the available things and learn not to make demands. Now, you know very well that people will not be given the things as easy as been given, correct? So they have now ordered him to manage the things which whatever is provided, correct? In one voice, they ordered him, he persisted. To persist is to be insistent in the statement. They began to speculate how much it would cost to buy a grass cutter. Persisted means what? People are saying, the family members are saying, whatever is given to you, you have to manage with that. Dasa again sticks to his own statement, persisting, saying, "No, it is not. I require a grass cutter. Without that, my work is increasing." And now people around them have now started about speculating the cost of buying a grass cutter. A neighbor declared that you could not think of buying any article made of iron till after the war. This story is very long, correct? So after the war, what happens is that prices all rise. Due to wartime crisis, there are so many things in which the prices are increasing, and thus the people are now worried about the budget. Instead of worrying about the snake entering the compound, they will be speculating the cost and the prices of different articles. He chanted banalities of wartime prices. Chanted. To chant is to sing, to repeat rhythmically. Now, what is to sing and to speak? Banalities. What is this banalities? Trivial instances. Trivial instances. Yeah, banalities is critical point of time. He repeatedly says the same thing again and again. Chanting means repeating the things. Banalities, the critical times of wartime prices. The second son of the house asserted that he could get anything he wanted at the controlled prices. Now, you know very well, every family has got one such member who always tries to oppose the things going on. When people say it is very difficult to achieve or get things in a good price, the second person who is not agreeing says, I can get anything, I can get anything what I get in controlled prices. The neighbor became eloquent on the black market. What is being eloquent? With a power of fluent, forceful and appropriate speech. Being eloquent, correct? The neighbor became eloquent on black market. Now the matter starts and revolves around the black market prices. The neighbor says that something related, when you have got scarcity, the demand is more, supply is less, need is more, supply is less, you start having black market things going on. When the second person says that I can get anything at the controlled prices, the neighbor is now talking about in power or in forceful speech about the black market is. And what is the thing going on? The debate is heated. The heated debate is followed and the rest watch apathy. Watch in apathy. Apathy is absence of emotion or passion. Just blankly understanding nothing but just blankly seeing all this messing up things. The snake entering the compound. Family members agitating with fear. The dasa complaining about the grass cutter, not having a grass cutter. And now the neighbors peeping in, poking about all such wartime prices, wherein they are not actually worried about the real cause, the real matter, that is the cobra, a fierce cobra entering into the compound. At this point, the college boy of the house butted in with. Now, but to butt in is to interrupt and interfere. The college boy of the house means the youngest boy. These are certain ways to show the age of the person. Say the second son of the house. We have been told there are 4 sons in the family, and the youngest boy is the college going boy. So here he comes inside, interferes. To butt in means to interrupt or interfere with. I read in an American paper that 30,000 people die of a snake bite every year. What is he trying to say? He's trying to say that there are many things which he has read. He has got so much of knowledge, and he starts interfering as if he has got something more knowledge than the rest all layman's. Right? So he interferes saying that there are 30,000 people which are dying of snake bites every year. And mother threw up her arms in horror and arranged dasa. What does the mother think at this time? There is a critical thinking, a situation wherein the mother starts feeling terrified. Every year 30,000 people are dying. Dying of what? snake bites. Mother is very weak at heart and he starts arrange dasa. To arraign means to accuse, to blame. Due to you, this thing has entered into my compound. You are not taking care of my garden. You are not cleaning up the things. You all are, say, lazy bones. And even the neighbors add salt to the wound. Adding salt to the wound means increasing the problems, increasing or enhancing the problems. Correct. Now mother is terrified. She started accusing Dasa about what has happened today. The boy elaborated the statistics. Again, we are coming to that college boy. He's not worried about anything else. He's only worried about what has been read by him. He elaborated the statistics. I have worked it out. I have worked it out. 83 a day. 83 people in a day. That means every 20 minutes someone is dying of a cobra bite. Oh my goodness. See the statistics. Every 23 minutes someone is dying of a cobra bite. As we have been talking here, one person has lost his life somewhere. See, the situation is turned into a very drastic, in a very fearful situation. The boy is always behind the statistical analysis and the data given over there. I have worked it out, 83 a day. That means 83 people in a single day are being killed due to a snake bite. And if we talk about 83 people in a single day, therefore every 23 minutes someone has been bit by a snake. Look what happens to the mother. Having a very weak heart, mother nearly screamed on hearing it. Screaming, oh my God, what has happened? The compound looked sinister. Sinister is what? A bad or an evil thing. Shrap, something like that. As if, how can we have a compound having such an evil thing, such a bad thing? So mother has started screaming up now. The whole atmosphere is heated up. And now is the time what the boys are doing they are coming into their work. The boys brought in bamboo sticks and pressed one into the hands of the